Libs of TikTok put this out, and it had to do with the state of Washington, so we thought we'd talk about it today. Libs of TikTok posted, sent to me by a follower, a political science class at Western Washington University is giving lessons about white supremacy and how Trump was able to mobilize both white supremacists and white identifiers. Higher education has become leftist political indoctrination. Defund Western Washington University. They keep coming out. Isn't this the same university that did the cats, that brought in cats for students, to calm students after Trump was elected?
No, I actually think that was Central.
Wait, which isn't this the one in Ellensburg? Oh, Western Washington is Bellingham.
That's Bellingham.
Bellingham. Okay.
Yes.
Central Washington is the one.
But Bellingham is a hippie school. I mean,
yes.
They have a whole Fairhaven department, and all of it is pass fail. Like, you don't have to get a grade.
The new Evergreen State College, right? Mm-hmm. It's just infuriating when you consider that everyone's money is going to fund this. Right. So there was this slide in this lesson, white identity politics. Oh my God. White supremacist, someone who believes in the inherent superiority of white people and or who holds positive views of white supremacist groups. And white supremacy is a thing. People do believe in that. And it's wrong, right? But so not breaking any news here. White identifier, a white person who feels a strong attachment to their racial group. Okay, here's the thing. Would that be considered a negative if it were a black person? Like, because you have BET? You have Black Entertainment Television.
Oh, you absolutely not. I mean, the whole BLM movement is being...
If you feel a strong attachment to your racial group as a black person, that's like pride, right? You can't have black pride. You can't have white pride. And it's like this weird, they want us to believe that white people aren't native to any place on earth. White people are always colonizers. White people have no culture. And the only people who can celebrate their skin color, their culture, their heritage are black and brown people. Yeah. Isn't it it's obviously ridiculous, right? And then they talk about Trump here, racial hostility, animosity toward non-white groups. Okay. What about just generally racial hostility? Because there are black people who have hostility toward white people. There are black people who have hostility towards Asians. There are, you name it. There are Hispanic people who have hostility toward black people. There's racial hostility across the board. But this is only, it's just white people who hate non-white people. It says white consciousness, attachment to white identity, and a perception of disadvantage based on that identity. So you can't turn that around and say, first of all, I think far more black people have been taught to have a perception of disadvantage based on their identity than white people. But I do think that there are sometimes a lot of legitimate reasons for someone to feel like they have a disadvantage based on that identity. I absolutely believe for a long segment of this nation's history, you absolutely had a disadvantage if you were a black person in this country. That is undeniable. We've been trying very hard, I thought, to fix that. And we were on a pretty good path. And now you just want to take us backward. And now I also feel like it's warranted for some white people to feel like their skin tone is a disadvantage, especially around the obsession with DEI. God, as a smart white kid, especially if you're a straight boy, you try getting a scholarship to an elite university. You're at the bottom of the list. In fact, they're just going to take your page and just fling it, burn it. Can't have a white cis boy in the classroom. And that's just true. In fact, I think the mayor of Chicago is under investigation by the federal government right now for coming out and talking about deprioritizing white people for hiring. It's just insane. And it definitely creates two things. Because if you're at WWU in Bellingham, so for any black students who are in this class or students of color, if you will, it's going to put them further into that victim mentality mindset where they believe the system is out to get them. There's no amount of hard work that they can do, no amount of competency that they can achieve to be able to overcome the system putting them down. And then this is the kind of stuff that rises up the next generation of loony left progressives who are out protesting outside ICE detention facilities, trying to get repeat criminal rapists to stay in the country. So it's like raising that next generation of Antifa. So I got to agree with Libs of TikTok on this one. Defund. defund.
And of course,
Don't
Trump was able to mobilize
Well,
them.
yes, Trump. Oh, yeah. Where did I miss that one? Oh, yes. Trump was able to mobilize both white supremacists and white identifiers. Okay. Not to mention that, like, he made large strides in the Hispanic and the black community, especially among black men and Hispanics who are, despite what the left wants you to believe, actually have traditional values. So
beware if your kid wants to go to WWU.
Anywhere, really. At this point, don't even send him to college.
I know.
Like, let's wait a few
Trade
years
school.
until we get this all figured out. Don't even send him to college. Trade school, fine.